Hey guys, my name is Haley and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a tutorial for how to make a basket weave stitch baby blanket. So for this I'm going to be using Bernat Softee yarn in pink and gray and white for the border. I already have some skeins that I broke into, but it's less than a skein of the white and about one skein of the pink and the gray. I always just get extra just in case, you might want to adjust to make it bigger. Oh wait, and I use a 10mm crochet hook. This says 9, hold on. And I use a 10mm crochet hook for this pattern. So let's get started. So I usually start out with gray. You could also start out with pink, or you could change up the colors. I also do gray and blue as well, or you could do it all one solid color. Best part about crocheting is that you can personalize the projects you're working on. So we're going to start with a slip knot. We are going to be chaining up 71, and it's going to be in multiples of 8, and then on your last one it's 7. So you do 64 plus 7 is 71. So that's why we're doing 71. There is 71. So now we can spread this out along the table. And then we are going to turn around and we are going to crochet in the third stitch from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. Kind of hard to see because I pulled this one tight, but 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a double crochet in there and continue with double crochets all the way across our row, our chain here. All right, last stitch here. And I have double crocheted all the way across here. Now I'm going to turn my work. I am going to chain up 2. And then we are going to do 4 front post double crochets. I just did a video about the basket weave stitch on a giant chunky blanket that I will link in here, and I will link the video that I learned how to do the basket weave stitch on. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to do the basket weave stitch just because I've covered it so many times on my channel already. But here are the 4 front post stitches, and then here are the 4 back post stitches. Okay, there's number 4. So you can see we've got 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and you're going to continue this pattern of front, back, front, back, front, back, all the way down until we reach the end. These are the last 4 stitches, and we're going to do a half double crochet here. Ignore the pink. Half double crochet in the last stitch, and turn your work. And here I was explaining that I tie on the pink to my gray and that suggestions would be welcome, because if there's a better way of doing this, like totally let me know, because I'm not great at writing patterns. Anyway, I did all this before, but it was on time lapse, so sorry about that. And I was going to explain that I don't cut off the gray because we're just going to come back to it repeatedly throughout like the next rows. So instead, I do my 2 rows of pink, and then we pull this up again and start using gray again. Now we're going to be working with the pink. We're going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and we're going to go in with a back post double crochet. Oh, you can't even see. We're going to go in with a back post double crochet here. And we're going to do 4 of those total. 2, 3, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And mostly when I'm crocheting, like if I'm remembering whether I'm doing front or back post, I'm looking for 2 little lines here. We have to complete 2 lines that are sticking out and then next to it, it's gonna be like just flat, a flat square. So that means we have to do front post double crochet here. So that's what it looks like with 4 back post and 4 front post double crochets once we've changed colors. Then we just keep going along the row. I'm gonna do back again and then front. You know, it's just flipping to the opposite of whatever we just did. Okay, so we are at the end of our first pink row here. Ta-da! So we're gonna find the last stitch coming off of here, and we are going to put a half double crochet into it, just like we did before. And then we're going to flip our work and try to keep track of this other gray one. If you want, you can like cut the gray and tie it back on every time, but I just think that's kind of tedious. So it's nice to have an organized space that you don't get your strings all crossed and tied up when you're flipping your work. So then we're going to chain up 2. And now that we've already completed this like basket weave stitch, we've got our 2 lines here. We're going to flip the pattern. There's a front post here, and so we are going to do a back post. You know, 4 times, as we usually would. And when you do that, it's gonna give you the little line that protrudes in the front that we're looking for that was here. Now it's gonna be up here because we're gonna have that, like, you know, pattern. So because we just did back, now we're gonna do front for these. We're always gonna work in 4s throughout the whole pattern. Cool. That's what the front post one looks like. Kind of hard to tell. Here's the back with the little lines that are harder to, well, just one line. It's harder to see in the light color than it was on gray. And front post. Now we're gonna do back again, and it's just gonna continue back, front, back, front, back, front, all the way across. So we just finished our second row of the pink here. I'm gonna finish off with another half double crochet right in the ending stitch. There we go. Now we're gonna flip our work to this side. And here's another part that I wanted to show you. Well, first I'll point out what this looks like here. And then now we're done with our pink for another 2 rows. So I'm going to, you see how the pink is coming off here, gray is coming off here. It's still coming from back here. So I'm going to just simply keep my hook in my pink yarn, right? Yarn over with the gray and chain up 2. And then we're gonna continue to work with the gray and do, but we're gonna do a front post crochet. And you're gonna do that 4 times. And then we'll do back post in these next 4. So this is the pattern that we are going for here. And since we did front post, back post, we're just gonna continue front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way along. Everything from here is gonna be the same, and I will let you know here how many rows that you should be doing of this. Okay, so this is where I finished our last row of the pink. So I'm going to cut our yarn here. So now we're free of the strands of yarn here. I'm gonna come back to these, and I'm going to start in our corner with our white yarn. So I'm going to pull our white yarn through and tie on. leaving a long strand at the end so that I can tie it in or sew it in later. Okay. So I'm going to go into the stitch. I'm going to pull our yarn through and chain up 2, just like that. Okay, now that I've chained up 2, I'm going to crochet 4 more double crochets in this same stitch. All right, now that we've done 5 of these stitches in the corner, we're going to go to this space in between. After 2 front post double crochets, we're gonna go in here with 5 double crochets. Okay, now we're gonna skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna do another 5 double crochets in that space. Okay, then we're gonna skip another 4, do 5 double crochets, and you're going to continue this pattern all the way along this side of your blanket. I will meet you back at the end of this row. Okay, now that we've reached the corner, we're just gonna skip these 2 and go right into the corner here with 5 double crochets per usual. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and show you guys how to do this once we've turned the corner, but I just wanted to show you the pattern of which we're doing our 5 double crochets. So we're looking at these little ridges that stick up in gray and pink. Oops. Here's the pink on that side, here's the gray on this side. And what we're doing is we're going in on the 3rd one every time. So technically we start back here with 1. This is a ridge, 1, 2, 3. And we're up on this one. Flip to the back, 1, 2, 3. And we go up on this one. Here's another one, 1, 2, 3. That's where this one is. And the next one would be 1, 2, 3. It would come off of this one. So that is our pattern. It's like every 3rd one of these little ridges. And now I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. So we finished here in our corner, right? So like I said, we're going to skip 1 in the back, this first ridge, 2, 3. And now we're going to go into this last stitch here. Instead of going on the outside of it, we're going into this stitch right here. So I just put my hook right through the middle of it and go through the back. So right through all the way to the back. And then pull my yarn through here like that and do my double crochets. There's 1. Okay, so now we have that one done. We're gonna count 3 again. So we just finished this gray ridge, so now we're back to pink. And we're doing skip 1, 2, 3, and this is the one that we're going into. That's another one done. I'll show you one more time. Okay, and the last one that I'm going to show you is on the back. So since we come out of this one, we skip 1, 2, and go into 3. We're going to skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the one we're going into right here. I'm just kind of keeping my fingernail on it right here so I can see it's right there that I'm going to go into. Yarn over and go through, and we're gonna do 5 double crochets. So we're gonna follow this pattern and you're gonna skip 3 to find the next place, 1, 2, 3, just counting all the way down, and I'll meet you back when that's done. Okay, so not including our little bits on the corners, I did 18 of these little 5 double crochets all the way down. And now when we get to the end, it actually lines up pretty nicely. We just do our double crochet, but into the corner over here. And then we go back to what we were doing before, where we go in between the first 2 to start us off, and then we do every 4. And then the other side is gonna be like this one that we just finished. So you've seen everything you need to see so far. I will meet you back at the end when it's finished. Okay, so here we are. I am about to finish up here. We've got my little tail ends that I have to weave in after this. But to finish, I'm going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 2 here. I'm gonna go into this stitch here. Just put my hook through there. And I'm going to slip stitch together like that. Cut off the yarn. Tie it. And now you just have to weave in all your ends. Other than that, your baby blanket is complete. And that is our baby blanket. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to find out every time that I post. Make sure to follow me on my social medias. My Instagram, my Etsy, and my TikTok will be linked in the description box below. And I will see you guys next Sunday at 12. Bye!